to be something different. I am going to be starting a series, and it is called God Did. This series will talk about God, what He has done for me, as well as my walk with Jesus, my testimony, anything that I feel like talking about. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want me to talk about, comment it down below in the comment section. We will be talking about my testimony. Before we start this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. My testimony has to be when I got pregnant through my postpartum. When I was pregnant, I felt like I literally can feel God next to me. Like I felt His presence more than I ever did, and I feel like He really was there for me through my pregnancy. The actual part of giving birth and labor, whatever you want to call it, I was really freaking scared. And I just remember as I was pushing, I was kind of dissociating, and like I was drowsy, so I wasn't really in and out of it. And I just had remember my mind going and shifting to God when I felt like I wasn't able to do it. Like I was like, God, can you help me please? Like just help me, like give birth. I couldn't process what just happened. I felt like once she came out, a disconnection with myself had happened. Fast forward, postpartum, it was really hard for me because I think later down in postpartum it got really hard for me because I was starting to compare myself a lot to other girls' body, like when they had given birth and then they go and they snap back. I was just comparing myself a lot. I was not loving myself. I was neglecting myself, and it just got to a really bad point to where I just would bed rot. Of course, I'm taking care of my baby, but I'm not taking care of myself. That's the only thing that like really kept me going was my baby. Like, oh, I need to get her ready for the day. I would look like a homeless person, and she would look like, oh, she would be ready. And here I am just, like still have eye crust in my eyes, and I haven't washed my face, and I would just put myself down because I was like, dang, like I wish I had a income right now. Like I wish I could do this with my baby, even though like it's things that you don't even need to do with your baby. Because girl, why does a 4-month-old need to go to aquarium? She don't, but I wanted to do stuff with her. And so I was putting myself down a lot. I would always be crying. I was very depressed. My mental, let's just say, was not the best. I was questioning God during this, like, why did you leave me? Like, I felt so close to you. Why did you leave me? Like, what did I do for you to, like, that connection to not be there no more? Like, I literally felt your presence next to me every time I talked to you. Or even if I didn't, like, like, what did I do? My mental health was so bad, guys, that I started back into my addiction, which was marijuana. We're not perfect, and again, I am trying to be a woman of God. My addiction started by it just being constantly around me, a temptation. I was like, okay. I would always tell my baby to sleep, and I would steal my boyfriend's doobies, and I would just smoke it, and then I would cry before, and then I would smoke, go to sleep. And this would keep happening. This was like a routine. Once my baby fell asleep, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go smoke and go to sleep. So it became a habit. Then that habit started being, okay, I'm gonna smoke, then do this. Smoke, then do that. I don't know how to say it, but like I would need to do smoke and then do it. You know what I'm saying? I depended on it. We are going to talk about how I stopped smoking when I completely stopped. I felt conviction every time I would smoke. Every time. I would feel conviction right in the moment that I was about to hit it, and I would hit it and be like, I'm sorry, God. Like, I was so, like, didn't have self-control. And I would be paranoid because I'm like, damn, like I didn't listen to God. I would just make myself paranoid, you know? So then, you know, like it was my fault because, girl, you should have put, like every time I would hear the voice of put it down, what would I do? I would hit it again. One time I was at church, you know, and they were talking about how this guy that, you know, was going to be a preacher had left the church and, you know, was doing, you know, just going down the road. And he ended up, you know, he was doing drugs and stuff like that. So he called the church one time and was like, I'm gonna come back. And he came back down with his family, and he, before, you know, the service started, he went and he prayed. And then right when service ended, he went back in and prayed again, you know, when they're like, okay, come to the altar. And yeah, and he had a I think a seizure or a stroke. I'm not sure which one it was. And that, you know, the bishop, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. He started crying because, you know, he was like, you never know when it's going to be your last day here, and you never, like, God is trying to tell you to stop something, and, you know, he's trying to get you to stop so that he can take you home with him and you go to heaven. So I felt that so much. I started crying because I was like, dang, like God's really telling me to stop because he wants me to go to heaven, you know, like, you know, and he's trying to get me away from that so I can see the after, like what the reasoning of why he wants me to stop, the reason why he makes me feel conviction. And it's because he wants me to enter his gates, like, you know. So I stopped that day. I'm not gonna lie though, I did hit the nicotine, but then I felt so sick, and I feel like that was God saying, no, you're gonna stop everything. You're not gonna stop an addiction and then have another addiction. You're gonna completely stop. So okay, that's exactly what I did. I had self-control, and every time someone would come to me, I said, nope, nope. I had got baptized and I didn't quit. So that's what made me start feeling conviction about it. Is like I was holding on to something that was literally not making me go forward in life. You know what I'm saying? Next subject is my walk with God and how I grew my faith. This is kind of hard for me to talk about because I feel like it was recent. But we were door dashing and we had gone to a car accident. Before the car accident had happened, I was in the King Supers parking lot in downtown. You know, like it's like the parking lot is in I don't know how to explain, a garage. My man had went in to go get the order, and I was sitting there on my period. Remember this. I was on my period, so I didn't feel like, I felt like if I got up, you know, I was gonna go through. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit down the whole time. Nope. I heard this voice, and my baby was crying in the backseat, and I heard this voice. I was like, you know, taking my seatbelt off, turning to see like what is it that she wants. So I was like, damn, like we were going home after this order. So I was like, okay, she's hungry. I'll just feed her when we get home. Something was like, the voice was like, go in the back, and I was like, I don't want to go in the back. I replied to the voice like, I don't want to go in the back because I know if I get up again, I'm gonna go through. And God, like, I don't know, the voice was just getting louder and louder, like, go in the back with your baby. So I was like, I'm just gonna go in the back there because, you know, I'm freezing. There's a blanket back there, you know. So I go to the back and I'm like, okay, I have her little container with food. I'm just gonna feed her now. So I'm feeding her, and then my boyfriend comes back, and, you know, I'm kind of like tired at this point, so I'm like putting my you know how cars have like the part where you can put it down, and then there's cup holders and like an arm rester. So I'm like this, you know, the whole time. Even went to the point where we drop off the order and we go, okay, I'm like this, we're going, and then we get hit. So um before we got hit, I just remember this loud voice telling me to close my eyes. And I kid you not, guys, I feel like that was God telling, like, let me backtrack, because a couple days before this, I was reading my Women Daily Devotions, and there was something that was like talking about don't fear nothing, no car accidents, no airplane crashes, no nothing. Only fear the Lord. And I feel like that was him literally telling me not to fear anything but him. That he is my protection, and that's all that matters. Because obviously I do have some like injuries, which this finger, it looks weird. It has like I don't know if you guys can see, but right where my nail bit, it's like that weird color. I don't know if you guys can see, but every time I hit my finger too hard, like say if I'm cleaning, and the corner of like the bathroom tub, say if I hit it, like how you would hit a nail, and it hurts when I would, like, if I hit my finger, or even if I like click on something too hard, my finger feels like numb, and it has like this weird pain, like if I hit my nerve really hard. So now I think I have nerve damage. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I feel like God was with me, and that's what grew my faith in him, because I was like, oh damn, like it could have gone so much worse. Things I still suffer with. I suffer with cursing a lot and a bad tongue. I feel like growing up, that's just how people talked around me, so I picked that up, and then now I just am trying to get rid of that bad habit, trying to change my vocabulary, sound more classy, and woman-like. Now, what really grew me close to God was worshiping. Every time I was sad, I would play worship music, pray to him, and just be on my knees crying. And worshiping really helped me. Like, I understand it now. Like, I understand why people love it so much, because I love it too now. Like, I love worshiping, like, the Lord. Like, I don't care about that secular music anymore, even though I know I need to take it off TikTok. Like, I need to, like, the only problem is with TikTok, because you hear secular music and you want to do TikToks to the secular music, But the good thing is, when I go and try to like play music, I'm not playing secular music no more. I'm playing my worship music. When I got reborn again / baptized, guys, I am not that depressed girl I once was, and I always look back and I'm like, dang, the girl I am now, I wish I can tell her so much about herself. Like, you got this, like, like you're going to, be able to get out of this mentality. You're going to be able to be so strong that you're not even gonna think, you're gonna think back like, dang, why was I even like that? Why did I have to think like that? Like, why did I have to put myself down so much to the point where I felt like I was nothing? Slowly, God is building me up. My career, myself, the people around me, just my mental, my wealth, just so much. My baby is starting to understand / love God too. She loves worshiping, guys. Like, that's her favorite part, especially at church. Like, when she sees everyone clapping, getting into it, girl, she loves it. One thing about my baby is she's going to worship, and she's gonna let you know that she's there with her. She has some good lungs, y'all, because if y'all heard this girl scream, your ears would literally hurt if you're next to her, because she can scream. Goals I would love to do for God and me. Number one is to have a routine, because I am just so good off going off, well, like day by day by day, or like I don't have a routine. Like, I just eat whenever. I just need to be on a more of a routine than I am right now, because I just feel like, we wake up whatever time we want. No, girl, we gotta run a strict program around here. Number 2 is to love myself. Even though I am starting to love myself, I need to love myself a lot more, because God loves me and He sees me as me. He created me. So why am I, he literally knitted me in my mother's womb just as I am. So why try to change that? Why try to put myself down because of it when I can be like, dang, like He really like did that, period. Number 3, like I said, stop cursing and stop having a bad tongue. Stop with these bad thoughts, and I rebuke. Number 4 is to keep God in my daily life. Like praying before you eat every meal. I need to start doing that. Telling God to go with you when you, even if you're gonna run to the store. Telling him to come with you going back home from the store. You know what I'm saying? And number 5, to not think I'm behind in life. I see everybody with new cars, new houses, new this. I am barely about to turn 20 in March, girl. And I think that I need all this, like, right now. But I don't, you know. I need to really rebuild myself and rebrand myself, you know. So, I feel like God humbles me a lot to know, like, this is my plan for you. Who cares about everyone else's plan? Focus on yours. Not like who cares, like, girl, but no, like, I'm proud of you. Like, God, that's God's plan for you, no sis? Like, period. Like, don't play. But I know that He has a great plan for me. I know that He will give me everything when it's time for me to be given it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys again. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next